Ich präsentiere den Herausforderer. Er präsentiert Subculture. Ladies and Gentlemen, Flash Morgan Webster!
Well, just a few moments ago, we found out we may well have a change in ownership of the 9 States Championship at Chapter 12 in January, when Ricky Sky has to defend not just against one opponent, but 2 in Mirko and Rage. But will we have a new Openweight champion by then as well? Because Martn Payne is about to defend against this man, one of Europe's absolute best, in Flash Morgan Webster. Former WWE NXT UK Tag Team Champion, the first Welshman to ever hold championship gold in WWE. He's a former Impact Wrestling TNA Tag Team Champion as well. Been the undisputed British Tag Team Champions in Revolution Pro Wrestling. Singles gold in Attack Wrestling and elsewhere as well. This is the first match after a long break for Webster.
Ich rufe den Champion in den Ring.
4 months on the shelf for Webster with an ankle injury and an appendix operation. Can he mark his return by winning gold here?
Dieser Athlet bringt 100 Kilogramm auf die Waage. Aus Wien in Österreich. Er ist der PWÖ Openweight Champion. Get ready for Martn Payne!
Payne just the second ever holder of that Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight title. First was Robert Dreissker, who held it for a stunning 588 days. And I'll tell you what, Martn Payne is closing in on that total himself, and if he's able to retain here against Flash Morgan Webster, given that we don't have another show until January, I think he's going to surpass that number if my maths is correct. It was all the way back in 2024, April of last year, when Payne defeated Dreissker to hold that championship, which he has done ever since. Defenses against Axel Tischer at Chapter 8, Metahan at Chapter 9, Chris Colan most recently at Chapter 10. A list of the great and the good of European wrestling. Martn Payne has been knocking them all down. Can he do the same to Flash Morgan Webster? Webster, as you can see from his tights, part of Subculture, alongside 2 other great wrestlers, Mark Andrews and Danny Luna. We've seen Luna here in Pro Wrestling Austria in the past. He got a win over Moxie back at Chapter 5. As I was saying, Webster had a rough few months. An injured ankle and appendicitis as well. Having to take a break away from the ring. Now finds himself back in here. And a chance to win the biggest singles prize that there is in all of Pro Wrestling Austria. But it is very much an away match for Flash Morgan Webster. Fans on side with Martn Payne. Payne would love to go into a 3rd year, 2026, as the Openweight champion, which, as I said, he almost certainly will if he wins here. That is a big if against Flash Morgan Webster. clear. Webster, when he's exuding this much confidence, really is a difficult proposition for anyone. A few Flash Morgan Webster supporters as well. Morgan Webster has so many fans all around the world. A lot of his Welsh fans will follow him overseas to watch him compete. Webster just going to the ropes here. Quickest way out of the wrist lock and buying himself some time. Webster, I don't know why he's receiving quite such a negative reaction. Just taking his time on the outside. I think the fans here would rather he gets in there and gets on with the fight. He's entitled to just allow himself a little bit of a moment there to regroup. As we mentioned earlier, we'd love to know who you think is going to walk out of here as the Openweight champion. I'm sure they'll join the conversation on social media at Pro Wrestling AT as Webster holding the ropes, flipping forwards, shoving that shoulder to take down Martin Payne, tying him up in a cradle. So 1 count before the champion kicked out. Look at the glare from Flash Morgan Webster, the Openweight champion. Well, Webster's offering a handshake. It was a tense handshake, but one that was nonetheless observed without incident. Martin Payne taken aback slightly that there is a small contingent of the crowd that is cheering for Flash Morgan Webster. Payne for so long has been the standard bearer of Pro Wrestling Austria and often enjoys pretty close to 100% support from the fans. Webster, the speed of Flash Morgan Webster, headlock takedown from the Welshman. Shoulder to Payne, just down briefly there. Now he's trying to force Webster's shoulders down, I think. Referee in a very good position, checking that meticulously. Payne now wrapping his legs around Webster. Trying to lock in that submission hold. You see Webster just playing with the fingers there of the champion to prevent him from locking anything in. The waste thinking is Webster. Side headlock now. From the member of Subculture. Mark Andrews, I'm sure, and Danny Luna will both be cheering on Webster in his efforts to win this Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight title. Shoulder block though from Payne, knocking the challenger very emphatically off his feet. Payne to the ropes. I don't know if Martin Payne wants to go toe-to-toe with Flash Morgan Webster when it comes to speed. Saying that, he got the better of that with a hip toss. Kick out on 1 from Webster though. And I think that surprised Webster. But when he picked up the pace there, that Martin Payne was able to hang with him. I don't think Flash Morgan Webster expected that at all. Payne is offering a handshake here. We've already had one. I don't know why we need another one at this point, but I guess it's to show on the part of both men this is still being conducted in sportsmanlike terms. Payne trusted Webster earlier. Will Webster return the favor? Is he going to trust the champion? Now Webster kicked him away in the headbutt. Headbutt from Webster. The fans did not like that. Flash Morgan Webster becoming a man possessed here. Look at him firing those punches into the top of the head of Martin Payne. And the crowd, who were already more leaning towards being on the side of Martin Payne, have now turned against Webster in a big way. Chop from Webster. Shoulder thrust now into the midsection of the Openweight champion. Kick to the side of the head. Flash Morgan Webster, well, fans might not like it, but his headbutt there after kicking away the handshake may have bought him a critical advantage as he continues in his pursuit of championship gold here. Forearm to the face there from Webster. Webster with the confidence. Oh my God. The man who's been all around this industry, seen it all, done it all, and Flash Morgan Webster certainly has. Webster mocking the fans who are cheering for Payne. Webster just more interested in irritating the fans here than he is on keeping Martn Payne in control, and that might cost him. Reversal of the whip from Payne. Webster was able to leapfrog over him, but he couldn't avoid the clothesline. Can't avoid the elbow either. Drop kick. Payne sends Webster down. Martn Payne trying to hook him up here. Gets him. A high angle butterfly suplex from Martn Payne, who will try to retain the title off the back of that. So Webster is kicking out just on the count of 2. Confidence boosting moments in this match for Martn Payne over the past minute or so. Webster now having to resort to grabbing the left foot. Body shot and then a chop from Webster. Webster so adept at battling his way back into a match, as Martn Payne is finding out right now. Webster swinging in with the right hand, caught an elbow though in the end from Payne. Webster fell all the way through the ropes to the outside. Martn Payne with a handful of the hair of Flash Morgan Webster. Another nasty looking strike to the face of Webster. And another. Flash Morgan Webster can't even get his way back into the ring at the moment, this time blocking the arm. And in fact, look what he's done. He's caught the left arm of Martn Payne up in the turnbuckle pad. Talk about veteran instinct. Flash Morgan Webster, that arm was still neutralized. It's just been released. I think he ripped his way through the turnbuckle pad, did Martn Payne. Webster coming in, catching Payne in the face once more. Payne finding out just how difficult it is to go toe-to-toe here with Flash Morgan Webster. Webster diving through the ropes, feet first. Sent Martn Payne out into the aisleway, in amongst the fans. Webster tossing Payne back into the ring under that bottom rope. Oh, but careful, Martn Payne diving through the ropes. Webster simply did not see it coming. Payne gets himself back into the match. And he hurt himself as well on the landing. How could he not? That very thin carpet masking what is otherwise a completely hard floor here in this building. Webster chopped in the throat here by Payne. Well, we saw that motto of Martn Payne, get ready for Payne, as he approached the ring. It was a literal warning for Flash Morgan Webster. Payne just getting pulled towards the corner, right towards that turnbuckle by the ever-resourceful Flash Morgan Webster. Then runs him across the apron into another turnbuckle. Just when you think one of these two has control of this one, it changes hands. Momentum switching. You can see in the background there, we're going just over 11 minutes now. I don't know if this can go another 11 because both of these men have left so much on the line here. How much they got left in the tank? Webster sitting down very casually on top of Martn Payne. I don't think that was ever going to get the job done. Standing somersault senton there from Flash Morgan Webster. Webster looking both legs that time. Got himself a 2 count. Now Webster having dragged Payne into the position he wants him. Maybe going to look for that swanton bomb, the shadow over Malice, he calls it. Webster shushing the fans. Oh, he went for a second rope moonsault instead. Payne got out of the way. I think Webster landed hard on his hip there. Now Payne, German suplex. Clothesline now from Payne. Webster with nowhere to go, can't get out of the way. Getting bulldozed here by the Openweight champion. Payne looking for a power slam. Webster able to escape that one. Right hand, left hand, chop to the neck, knee into the jaw from Flash Morgan Webster, who gets popped up into the power slam from Payne. Is that enough for Martn Payne? No. Morgan Webster almost timidly getting that left shoulder up. Certainly nothing particularly decisive about that on Webster's part. Even with the kick out there, some signs of encouragement for Martn Payne. Payne going to the top, willing to take a risk here to finish the job against Webster. And Webster, again, so clever, so intelligent, just rolling out of the drop zone. So now, leaping out of the way as Payne came running in. Oh, got clothesline though. Webster got caught by Payne with the clothesline. Payne's going to look for the Death Valley driver. If he hits this, it's over. Webster knew it, that's why he elbowed his way free. Now what's he doing? Hiding behind the referee, that's not a good look. Yeah, that doesn't portray Flash Morgan Webster in the best of lights. Nor does that, quite honestly, the poke to the eyes. Webster, second rope cutter. It's a case of by any means necessary for Flash Morgan Webster. Webster, the Eaton rifle from Flash Morgan Webster. No. Kick out on 2 and reverse DDT from Flash Morgan Webster. Good for 2, not good for 3. Champion and challenger, both of them flat on their backs here. Openweight title still hangs in the balance here at Chapter 11 of Pro Wrestling Austria. Well, Webster gonna bring out the big guns maybe. The shadow over Malice, maybe looming over Martn Payne. Payne knew what was coming, got the chop to Webster. Webster though, trying to fight free here, doesn't want to get caught on that top turnbuckle by Martn Payne. Exhaustion a factor for both of these two now. A headbutt from Webster. Payne ending up, what's he doing? He's ended up on the top turnbuckle. I don't know if that was the plan or whether Webster's kind of dragged him up there, it looks like. Oh, we're right to the trapezius muscles and What is this? Oh, hang on, Payne. Oh my God, Payne's getting Webster on his shoulders. Payne's getting Webster on his shoulders. Well, don't tell me. Oh my God, Death Valley driver from the top. Martn Payne with the pin. He can count to 10. Martn Payne retains the Openweight title.
Ist der Sieger in diesem Match. Und bleibt der PWÖ Champion. Martn Payne!
Well, in a match that competitive, it was always going to take something special. And boy, was that special. A super Death Valley driver. As Martn Payne does what he did to Dreissker, what he did to Tisha, to Metahan, to Chris Colan, and now to Flash Morgan Webster. As Martn Payne closes in on history, about to overtake Robert Dreissker as the longest reigning Openweight champion in Pro Wrestling Austria history. And offering a handshake to his beaten opponent, which Flash Morgan Webster graciously accepts before leaving the spotlight to the champion.
Eine sportliche Geste, ein großartiges Match zwischen diesen beiden Athleten, aber der Champion bleibt Martn Payne!
Payne, I'm sure, will celebrate long into the night here in Austria. He had to work for that one. Just about, though, securing the win over Flash Morgan Webster. And barring something highly unexpected, Martn Payne will finish 2025 as he started it, with the Openweight Championship over his shoulder. We are not done, though, with the championship action here tonight at Chapter 11. Power struggle rolls on, where up next, the Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Championships are on the line. It's VCC against the new champions, the Bleach Blonde Bastards, and it's coming up next.